So we bought a house, an 1879 mansion in desperate need of love with a legendary and unique history and a community to match.
Hi, it's Nicki. I'm the designer for the Vahlkamp House and the project manager for the Vahlkamp House. And today I'm going to bring you on a journey where we talk about the design of the house. So now we're going to go into the actual design, the 3D model. It helps the client so that way they can visually see. Sometimes when you're looking at architectural drawings, you can't really tell what it's going to look like. It really helps, and it also helps all of the contractors as well, so they have an idea of what exactly you're talking about. And you can move furniture and you can move fixtures and see, will this work really well? So let's get into it. We have the front of the house. We have, in here we're showing it as white. It has been painted white and it has been painted red. We are considering going back to white. There are a few prominent homes in the area that are painted white. The Lent Mansion for one. And then there's also a house right next to the Botanical Gardens. Shaw's house is white and the Botanical Gardens as well. So we have white. We're going with black storms because it's very timeless. It looks good. Then we have this metal aluminum fencing in the front. This is partially for security and then partially for privacy. So it'll be a laser cut aluminum, we're thinking, with a funky pattern. And then you'll have a front gate, but then you go right up to the front doors. We have thought about keeping the duplex doors, refinishing them, restoring them, and using them again. We still want to keep the iron gate here at the front, and then now this is more of like a backyard hidden or a front yard, but it's the beginnings of going into the backyard and having their own oasis back here. So the Juliet balcony, we still want to use that, put on a different railing so we know it's safe and secure. I'm a landscape designer as well, so I've been thinking a lot about how the landscape's going to look from inside. So we'll talk about more of that probably later at a different episode. Keeping the duplex doors, painting the inside of this vestibule black with maybe like a nice gold trim, so we'll see. This is the main entrance. This is where your guests are going to see your house for the first time, and this is sometimes where people walk into their house for the first time after they've been at work. So you always want to make it feel like home, and you want it to feel welcoming, but you also want to showcase some of your personality. And Matt has some personality, and he has design tastes, and he loves art. So what we've done here is we've done the Harlequin floors. This will be a gallery wall, so he'll showcase a lot of the art that he has and that he's collected throughout the years. The niche is still here. We're thinking of a tile back and then putting, you know, a cool statue or a big mirror or some more art there as well. And actually, let me switch this to physically based. This is where it looks more like it's going to. But, you know, putting in that refinished railing and balusters, we have a new newel post. So we found that from our architectural salvage guy. So we are, if we can't use the railing that was already there for whatever reason, we have a new one just in case, but we actually have a full newel post that we'll be able to reuse. That's very close to the original one that was there. So you've got the gallery wall here, and then later, potentially a statue here, the nice big beautiful window, and then the entrance to the basement will be underneath those stairs. So the first parlor, typically in Victorian times, they would have, I don't want to call it a his and a hers, but you'd have the ladies' parlor and then you'd have the men's parlor. For me, I really feel like that first parlor has more of a feminine feel to it. So we're gonna do a nice beautiful wallpaper. We're gonna have a nice fluted chandelier. You know, this is where you'll have like your settees, your little couches and things, and this is where people will sit and converse and just hang out. Then we go into the second parlor, which we're calling the curio room. So Matt is a world traveler. He has spent a lot of his time living overseas in other countries. So he's collected things over the years and he wants to continue to do that and then have a space for him and his family to then talk about the stories and to learn about all of these places. So that's what the curio room is really more about. The dining room, we're going for something kind of dramatic. And you'll also see here is the picture rail. For me, I really like to have a wallpaper or the paint go to the picture rail and then leave it white above. We're talking about putting an LED strip in some of that too to highlight it, but it really makes the rooms feel even taller when you have that break in there. This is in a room where the trim is white around the doors and the windows, and we may continue keeping it that way. Here we are in the kitchen. So this is a space that I have spent a lot of time thinking about. How do you make a modern kitchen feel like it fits a home from 140 years ago? So where I went to in terms of design is the old Victorian estate kitchens, to where they have a big prep table in the middle, and then they have, you know, your nice big gas range, or, you know, it was probably wood then with the hood, and no upper cabinets. There would have been shelves, and sometimes there would have been lower cabinets, but it would have actually been more of like other prep tables. But again, it's a modern family, so we're thinking inset cabinets, wanting to stay walnut, doing a dark top, kind of like a slate top, having a shelf that goes around so that way you can put the things that you grab quickly, or that's where you decorate for the holidays. And then here, making it eat in with a small little banquette seating and a table. The refrigerator, I need to have a good picture for it. I haven't gotten a great picture, but I can infill and put in textures and things like that. So this is where the refrigerator will be with another cabinet. And then the entrance to the kitchen will be out the side here. There will be a little deck that goes down and around. So trying to keep this as butler's pantry as possible. I did have the thought in the middle of the night, and I haven't really talked it through with Matt yet, but about putting like a library ladder in there at some point. I think that would be kind of cool. It's not a huge space, but if we're gonna put cabinets 12 feet up in the air, you might need something along those lines. So this is where the food will be stored, the extra dishes and the things that you don't use all of the time will be in here. And same thing, an ice maker. The big fridge that he purchased doesn't have an ice maker, so if he wants one, you gotta put one in. I like the idea of having some glass cabinets, so that way you can see some of your nice dishware and glassware. And then you have a laundry space. We are planning on putting in 2, kids on one level, and then Matt having his own upstairs. The half bath that we've talked about, the sink, you know, I would love to go with, you know, the console sink here, putting in a mirror. You've got that beautiful transom that'll allow all of that natural light to come in, and the other one. So lots of natural light will come in here. My program does not have a high tank toilet image, but that's where we're thinking is that we will find or buy a reproduction high tank toilet. That's where the water tank is high up, and then you have the pull chain to flush the toilet. You know, I think that's, half baths can be such a place where you can make things really funky and you can make things really unique. And I think in this case, this is one area that there's a lot that you can play with. There was never a bathroom here before, so why not try to do something really interesting? So now let's go upstairs. So we've got, here's the entrance to the primary suite. Then you have 2 bedrooms here, but the bathroom I think is gonna be really fun. So we're gonna reuse one of the tubs. We're gonna try to get like a bucket farmhouse sink here. And then the really fun thing is toilet and urinal. Matt has asked for a urinal multiple times, so I think we've talked with the plumber. I think we can get one in, and why not? Doing a basic black and white tile, up to the, up to like chair rail heights or maybe a little bit higher. He wants it to look very institutional. So doing the white and the black tile, subway tile, doing hex or, something else that looks like that. And then he even wants it a mint like sanitarium green. So we're gonna see what we can do for him there. Again, nothing really has been done on the model in regards to kids' bedrooms. So, we'll deal with that later as it comes along. So into the primary suite though, because this is where the juicy stuff is, right? You walk right in, and then there's bookshelves with this nice, beautiful window here, a nice chandelier, and then you go into the primary bathroom. So we've gone back and forth with the architect and with Matt on where does he want his bedroom, where does he want his bathroom. This is where the bedroom used to be, and then there was a small bathroom, but there's no water running anywhere right now anyway. So we kind of have the flexibility to make it what he wants it to be. This is a forever home for him. We are still going to keep in with the same materials and the same kind of style as the time. This is not a museum piece. There wasn't a lot that was left over in it to really try to recreate it and do it that way. So I applaud Caleb in his efforts to make his a museum piece, but in this instance, Matt just wants to carry on the purpose of the home. So in the bathroom, still keeping those beautiful windows. This is the door to that Juliet balcony here. Finding or reusing a beautiful slipper tub. And then a nice big walk-in shower with the glass. He wants a marble, he wants it to look very nice and very exquisite. As anyone who, we want Henry Vahlkamp to feel proud that if William J. Lemp walked into his house, not that he would ever see his bathroom because that would be weird, but that it would be of the standards of the vice president of the Lemp Brewery. We're using this space here where there is a fireplace bump out. There never was a fireplace there. Once they took the plaster off, there wasn't any. There was a stove there at some point. But, using that as a moment to then make, well, that's where we should put the vanity. So, and then having the vessel sinks, because that's very of the time. It would be a place for you just to wash your face, wash your hands, and get ready for the day. Again, no indoor plumbing. And then linen closets here. A toilet room. It's a toilet in a room. We're not really gonna go into it. And then into the bedroom. Matt really likes blues, so I'm thinking of doing a nice dark masculine bedroom for him. The dark woods, a nice dark blue, having a big chunky bed. And just really making it a masculine oasis for him. And then we have a walk-in closet here, shelves, rails, and then laundry. So we will go to the attic space really quick. There's, again, not much there because that's still kind of in development, but in terms of the bathroom that's up there and what we're trying to do with it, trying to get another bathroom. Hello, we're on the roof. We have these big, beautiful windows. We're gonna keep the vault. This will actually go further up, and then we'll have the roof ties, I think they're called. Someone's gonna correct me on that, I know. We're gonna keep those exposed, clean them off really good. So that way you still feel some more height in there. And then trying to tuck in a bathroom over here. I know we wanna try to keep as much of that railing that's been there 140 years. So we're gonna work really closely with the plumber and work really closely with the carpenters to see how we can keep it there. It's almost a matter of keep the railing, lose window trim, or lose the railing, keep window trim. we'll just have to make those decisions as they come along and really kind of flex all of our skills to make sure that we try to keep as much of this as we possibly can. But the bathroom will be, you know, sweet little bathroom, toilet, sink, shower. You know, this is not all perfectly measured, but it's a beautiful old home. And we want to try to keep a lot of the design style of the time. We want to keep in mind also that if Henry Vahlkamp were to have access to what we have today, what kind of decisions might he make? Would he say, you know, forget about the picture rail and do something different? It's, you know, it doesn't make any sense to. Or, you know, using more extravagant wallpapers, tile, all things like that. So this has been a really fun project. It's been a project of a lifetime for me personally. I've been dreaming about doing something this big for a long time. I love the historic homes, and I love really trying to sit and think about how can you turn this old house that was meant to be lived one way and make it comfortable for a modern family, and blending that all together. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this little design walkthrough. I can't wait to see some of your comments. I like to see if anyone has great ideas on how to keep some of the railing. If anyone has a good idea on that, I'd love to hear it. Same thing with, like, does anyone have good sources on finding recreation stuff? I know I can look a little bit, but I always like to see if someone else has a better idea. So we will catch you guys next time. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our update videos for changes to the Vahlkamp House design as they happen.